Hello, my good people. Welcome back to the Urban Talks episode 5 and Happy New Year 2026. I'll be your host, Anne Wamboy, and today I have amazing guests from Mathare, and let me give this space for them to introduce themselves and as we move on to our topic today.
Hi, my name is Catherine Mondi from Mathare, from a group called Swift Slum Integrators Mathare. I'm one of the co-founders and I lead the project of the GGO program.
Hello everyone, my name is Barbara, also I'm from Mathare Informal Settlement, also part of the CPO known as Swift Slum Integrators, and I'm glad to be here.
Hello everyone, my name is Javela. I also come from Mathare, from a group called SSIM, or Swift Slum Integrators Mathare. So I'm happy to be here.
And my name is Calvin Smoda, the chairperson and one of the co-founders of Swift Slum Integrators Mathare. And as the name suggests, Swift, we are moving swiftly, and by the term integrators, we believe that we are changers. So the name suggests that we are swiftly changing the community, and probably when we talk about Mathare, when we hear things about Mathare, people talk maybe about what is missing in Mathare. But for us who live there, we understand that not to be true. What Mathare actually lacks is the structured support to at least organize, identify the potentials, and to turn that into lasting solutions.
Why did you call yourself Swift Slums Integrators? Where did that name come from? And why did you decide to call yourself SSIM?
As I said earlier, Swift Slum Integrators Mathare is a name that came from the community, and Swift Slum Integrator Mathare is an organization, it's an initiative that is as a result of the Muungano, Wanavijiji and SDI, because it was formed majorly because of the exchange programs that we were being taken by the Muungano, Wanavijiji, and at least we believed that the exchange programs could have been impactful. So as the name suggests, we are swiftly changing Mathare. That's what the name suggests.
Nyinyi wengine mnaweza taka kuchangia, mbona mlijiita SSIM na mlikamaje na hii idea mpaka ikakuwa group ya watu wenye wanafanya kazi na imekuwa at least ikiwasaidia at a personal level na pia at the community level? Why, like, mlikujaje, mlikama aje na hiyo idea mpaka mkakuwa nyinyi ndio co-founders, like
So like mwenzangu amesema, like we felt that we need to come together to team up, and I think I must say that Muungano movement inspired us to do this. First of all, personally, I need to come to interact na Muungano and SDI through a program known as SSIM, that is Safe and Inclusive Cities. Na hiyo program ilikuwa inajaribu ku encourage youths at least to come up together to build on something important, to make a change and something like that. So before we engage in psych, in any group, I was not part of any group. So after being taken through that classes, being educated and being enlightened on the importance of youth coming together, niliona the need. Na before, of course, kulikuwa na platforms ambazo youths wangeweza come up together and do something, but hizo platforms hazikuwa meaningful. For example, pale kwa mtaa, most people huwa tunajipata tukikama together, especially wakati wa siasa. So during elections is when the youths come together with an aim of maybe earning something from politicians who are coming to campaign, and even it is during those periods that una find at kwa mtaa watu wana make up groups which are briefcase groups. Watu wana rush kwa kuregister groups with an aim ya kutoa hao na siasa kitu, which normally is not sustainable. Juu unapata wanasiasa wakikuja kwa ground, wanajaribu kumobilize groups juu wanaona wakimeet one group hiyo wamemeet large number of people. So like I remember this time mwanasiasa fulani alikuwa anataka MP, alikuja kwa ground, then tukarush kwake na tukajiform tu hapo kwa ground, tukaenda kwake, tukapush mmoja wetu hapo ajipendekeze, ampashe maneno. Then this mtu alikuwa zile za bwana mkubwa, niko na group fulani na hii group mimi ndo chair, so na hao watu wananisikiza sana, and in this group of us we've got 54 members, and these 54 members I'm the one leading them. And be rest assured, if you support us with some small money or some if you do to us this and this, be assured that I will go back to these 57 members and tell them to vote for you when you'll be there on the ballot. And na mtu angeweza mwambia ati unajua mimi ni kama Raila, nikiambia watu wangu go left wanaenda left, nikiambia go right wanaenda right. So nikikwambia ati watu wangu watakuvutia, kuwa sure au 57 watu watakuvutia. So that is an example of how hapo mbeleni hatukuwa tuna make good use of the unity. Like one of the sayings of Muungano is usually Muungano nguvu yetu. So that is one slogan that we came to realize and understand in this process of Muungano movement, being part of Muungano movement. And after understanding that Muungano ni nguvu yetu, then we came up with this group so that at least we do something constructive, kitu meaningful, kitu impactful kwa ground. Ndio maana to come up na SSIM.
Okay, I won't repeat what have been said. Kenye ningependa kusema ni group name inakujanga na motive yenu. Inategemea ni nini mnataka kufanya. Sasa hiyo mwezi kwa mna encourage women wafanye savings, alafu mnajiita crime si poa. So hata jina ya group ya ina motivate watu, inawa inspire. So ndio tukamna jina ya SSIM ilikuwa inalingana ni motive yetu ilikuwa ni gani. Yeah.
Na hiyo motive ilikuwa ni gani?
Motive ilikuwa ni kuleta change kwa community. Like zile vitu zenye tulikuwa tunataka kufanya, kama tuseme kama ni urban farming, kama ni chakula mtaani, hatuwezi jiita tena crime si poa, ama women empowerment kitu kama hiyo. So that's why tulikamna jina ya SSIM.
Nataka kuongeza kitu.
As watu wa Mathare, the founders, we had a vision. Ukiangalia kila mtu, we are all friends, and tungekaa chini mali pamoja, we were discussing different things. Tungerealize Moda akona something anataka kuchange, Barbara has something anataka kuchange, Javela has something anataka kuchange, Kate has something anataka kuchange, and we decided we won't have all these just on books and mind, but we have to implement them in the community. We wanted to change the cycle. We wanted to create employment. We wanted our voices to be heard, to create the change of now, not of tomorrow. And we said, what should we do? Tukamua. We started with simple cleanup before registering. Tunge clean up place tuko, like the community. And then after a few months, we decided to register the group. So it was all about everyone having a vision and looking for like-minded people who can help implement their visions.
Group yenyu ilikujaje ikakuwa registered na ikakuwa part ya Muungano?
So as I stated earlier, I said before the group was registered, Muungano Wanavijiji came into the community, but I think they did not come into the community to make decisions for the community members, but they came to the community because they believed in something. They believed that community know their own challenges and can create solution out of those challenges. So basically, SSIM came in after the demolitions. After the lands were left bare, after the livelihoods of people were taken away from them, now we began to at least ask ourselves, our livelihoods are no longer with us now. What do we do? Now, as young people, knowing that we have a country of which the economy does not support young people because there are lack of jobs everywhere. So we said, because a lot of people were displaced, a lot of people were relocated, and we wanted to bring change to the community. And that's why we formed this organization with an aim to change the society. And the first thing we did is we said, now the land is left bare. Now what should we do with this bare land? Because now it is not of use. So we started with the project of urban farming, which is under the Chakula Mtaani initiative. Mm-hmm. So we started digging. You know, the lands were used for, there were houses there, so there were a lot of debris. We used a lot of energy to at least make the land beautiful for farming. So that was our first project. And the aim of the project was also to bring people together and to trigger conversations, because we believe that conversation is always the starting point to any mental health services. So because at that time many people were suffering from mental health, from mental illnesses, because they were confused, they did not know what to do. So that's why we initiated the Chakula Mtaani initiative, which is a feeding program. The community children, because livelihoods were taken from them, children began to succumb to malnutrition, and we saw that food insecurity became a challenge. So we came up with the Chakula Mtaani feeding program that we started by using produces from the farm to feed the children. But because the produces were not enough and sustainable, members had to go down to their pockets. Because as Mike says, we are the problems and we are the solutions.
Yeah.
So we offer solutions to the community by ensuring that we can, together, we can feed a large number of children who are suffering from such crises. So because we saw that many people are succumbing also to the mental illnesses, we began the GGO program, which is a mental health and a teenage mentorship program. On the mental health sector, we trigger conversation. We mobilize people to speak about themselves, because as I stated earlier, we believe that conversations are always the starting point to any mental health service. So that's why we have the GGO program.
Modest reminded me of something. He has mentioned that SSIM began that period whereby the parent land was left bare, that is after floods and demolition. And I remember that somehow, in as much it was a negative thing that happened in our community, it is also something that something positive came out. Because maybe Modest failed to mention it, but he's one of those people who fell victim of both floods and demolition. Like all of us, the four of us here were all affected by the demolition. And one thing that that people normally say, one thing that is very much obvious when people are dealing with mental health issues, one solution is normally that when you are full of stress, maybe like worried about something, it's always proper to channel energy to something positive. That is one way of dealing with stress. Mm-hmm. And that is one thing that I learned during that time, because I was stressed because I just lost my structures, my houses, which had labored so much hard to acquire. So during that period, I was very stressful. So when we came up with the idea of beginning a group when the land was left bare, I saw it as something that would be useful to the community, something that would be impactful, and when we began to lay out the programs that will be beginning there in the community, and we thought of how far we can go with these programs, like the impact that we can be able to make in the community with these programs. I saw it as something very good, something that will positively change lives. So I decided that is where I will channel my energy, my full energy, and that somehow enabled me to recover from the stress, from the pain of losing my structures, and yeah, somehow it gave me it was so the beginning of SSIM was kind of a therapy to me, because I got somewhere to channel my energy, to think of something about my community and not think of what I lost. Yeah.
Anything from you guys? What programs do you have in your group? He talked about the chakula mtaani feeding program, umeongelea mental health. Any other? Yeah, tujijue, yeah, mental health. Mko na zingine maybe about climate, about yeah.
Yes, we have several programs. We have climate change and waste management, which is being led by Javila right now. And mainly what we do, we have cleanups, and we do collect waste from door to door. And yes, Javila.
And also to add on that, of course, one way that we normally address climate change is that we champion for people to use clean energy.
Yes.
That I mean briquettes.
Yeah.
Because briquette is a clean energy that tries to look into how we can use waste, things that are regarded as waste, like she has mentioned, we are waste pickers. And one of the waste that are is there in the community, like charcoal dust, because we've got charcoal vendors all over the community, and there's the waste, the charcoal waste that they normally throw away. So we took that opportunity. We normally carry this charcoal dust and transform it to briquette energy, and that is one way of cleaning the environment. And also these briquettes, we try to we normally use it as a way of discouraging the community members from using charcoal, from using firewood, and by discouraging people from using firewood, of course, that means that we're encouraging people to save on trees and discouraging them from deforestation. And one thing with charcoal, with the briquettes, is that it reduces the health hazard that charcoal and firewood brings along with, like the smoke, the carbon dioxide, because the briquettes does not produce that. So it's very much health friendly.
So majorly, maybe I'll just state why we choose programs we do, because we want to create solutions. So the programs we do are programs that we think they will create livelihoods to the young people, which by livelihoods I mean is not just a source of income, but also the foundation of dignity and social cohesion. So we believe that these programs, they not only bring food to the table, but they also create solutions within the community. So by the briquette production, by creating solutions, what I mean is, for the briquette production, we are trying to reduce the rate of respiratory diseases caused by the use of charcoal and firewood, and also by cleaning the community, we are also trying to reduce the waste that enters to the landfill that harm the environment, and also by saying that we are doing the climate change activities like the urban farming, we are trying to move towards the sustainable development goals of.
Javela, being like the lead of the climate change programs in your CBO, unaweza share achievements zenye mmekuwa mkifanya, okay, activities and the achievements zenye mmekuwa mkifanya kwa mtaa, maybe if kama mnatumia hizo briquettes, mnatoa wapi, ama ni waste mnaenda mna collect mahali, mnakuja mna compact alafu mnatengeneza, ama how do you do it? Because kuna mtu pale anaweza taka kujua watu wanatumia briquettes, mnafanya aje?
The first thing, naweza sema kila vile tuko, kila mmoja wetu ako na a certain department yenye yako. Kama mimi niko na waste management, but kwa briquettes utapata Babra ndiye yako in charge. Yeah. So kwa waste management, naweza sema Kenya ilini inspire sana ni mayouth wanakuanga affected most. So venye Moda amesema, unapata tulikuwa tunatafuta solutions, ndio, na by collecting hizi waste tuna reduce risk ya kupata kama vitu kama ugonjwa. Unapatanga through the pattern kuna msimu unapatanga maji napotea, maji nakuja ikiwa chafu sana. Na wenye wanakuanga affected mostly sisi wenye tuko na watoto ambao nazisema young mothers na hizi ndio. So hizi waste tuna zile zenye tuna recycle, tuna zenye tunauza direct, na kuna zenye tunatumia kufanya hata burn farming. Kama hizi plastic bottles tunazikata, tunaweka mchanga ndani, tunatumia vitu portable, ndio hata hiyo tunaambiwa bado mchanga itamwagwa kwa hizo riparian land. So tuko na mind like bado mchanga ikirudi isipate tulipanda chini tena imwagwe mchanga. Tunaweza zibeba tuziweke mahali, then after zimepita tunaweza zirudisha. Juu pia ile place hatutaki ikae open, juu the moment inaka open ina remind the community members ile pain walipitia. But kama wanaona chakula iko hapo, akili inakuja wanaona ni kama hapo ni pale wanapata chakula, hawakumbuki ile pain yenye walipitia. Unaona? So naona imeleta change, hata kama hiyo pain haijapotea, but at least wakiona chakula hapo hawaoni ile pain walipitia. Then kitu kingine sahi youths wamepata pale the moment tumeuza hizo takataka bado tumepata mapato. Unashinda hapo the whole day takataka tunazichukua bure, si ndio? But at the end of the day wewe utapata nini? Ulikuwa ukiwakia community. So ni kama tunasaidiana huku kwa community, unapunguza uchafu na maugonjwa, na pia wewe unapata kitu narudi nayo jioni ya kukula na mtoi wako. Labda unajendelea.
So amesema at least wali community walikuwa wanaona ni kama scar, kitu yenye wakumbusha of their losses. Sahi at least iko dominated na crops. Kama pale nyumba moja ilikuwa sahi ni msheveve iko hapo, moja akiona nyumba yake pale ilikuwa ni msheveve anaona. So such things. And nikiongelea kuhusu mambo na briquettes, like briquettes imesaidia sana community like economic wise, because briquettes is cheaper than firewood and charcoal. Like utapata kwa mwenye hapo anatumia briquettes before na kwa anatumia maybe charcoal, in a day angeza spend like 250, then aki convert to using briquettes ana spend 170. So at least hiyo pesa yenye amesave anaweza tumia in other things like kununua maji nini. So by that at least tunawasaidia economically, unaona.
Just to add on some of our programs, Javela being on the waste management side namsaidia pia, and we've introduced a new thing, women involvement in waste management and climate change. It came to my attention that SRHR inakuwa affected by climate change. Unapata madam hormones zao zina change and they don't know what's going on, like, but they don't know it's because of the climate change. And one thing I actually believe that is that women wakikuwa on the front line, things will work out and things will be on a perfect lane. And right now we are working with women and collecting the waste and helping them manage themselves, wajue if this happens then this is the effect. And still on the women's side, on my department of Jijue program, I did with adolescent girls, and our wasichana, they do go through a lot back at home. Unapata I think 99% of them, they were demolished, nyumba zao zilibomolewa, and their parents are still stressed. Alafu being raised in the slums, parents don't know place ya kupeleka hasira zao. Unapata mtoto ametoka shule analetea mtoto stress zake zote yenye amegather the whole day, ameenda job hajapata pesa, alikuwa amezoea nyumba yangu ile pali ile structure niko nazo 5, by the end of the month I'll get something. Right now they don't have a thing. Unapata zile pressure zote analetea mtoi. This is a young girl. Me personally, I love somewhere that I'll just go relax, where no one will atanigombanisha.
Peace.
I just want my own peace. Utapata, what will they do? Nimepata moda is someone who will pamper me and give me everything. Na help stress from home. So then there I'm going to someone else, like a male companion,
Yeah.
which might lead to early pregnancy, we decided to have this program where we create a safe space for them. Just come, speak out. We don't mind. We ongea. If you don't feel like talking, I'll give you a notebook or a paper. Write whatever you are feeling. Me, I won't read it. Ukimaliza, just rarua it and throw it away. And we're just giving them a space for them to speak out, to express themselves, and they have been a great help to us. Like unapata ile time msichana ako stress, unapata nakuja na kuuliza Kate, leo mnafanya nini? Tuko kwa shamba. Nikuje? Sawa. We have several trees, nice trees they planted, and they're growing very well. And I'm so proud of them. And one thing, I believe is that they're going to take they're going to replace us after tumegrow ama after we found greener pastures. So the young girls, we're working with them, and we're still looking for more opportunities for them. Yes.
And just to echo what Kate has said, and to give her flowers. She has been doing a great job with the teenage girls, because it's difficult for when it comes to dealing with the teenage girls in that period of puberty and the adolescent stage. But for us, she has found a good way of interacting with them, talking to them, even in as much as you find some days some girls are moody and such things, but Kate, she has been creative in how to interact with them and make them to be open with her. So they found a safe space within Kate, and I would say that is something that I admire a lot about Kate because of that. And she brings Kate brings that motherly touch to us, to the rest of the leaders. You know, the teenage girls that we are mentoring, they see a mother in Kate, and that's something good, and I applaud her for that.
Let me come back to you, Barbara. Can you share an experience of the briquettes and how it has changed a life, maybe of a person? An example of a person who used to use the charcoal and everything, and then when he or she started using the briquettes, her life changed, and yeah.
First of all, let me give you my own experience, because growing up, we used to use charcoal as food. And one thing with charcoal is that it produces a lot of smoke. And when lighting a jiko, as a kid, I got a lot of problems when lighting a jiko because of the smoke, and I could get affected. And I remember any time my mother gave me that responsibility to light a charcoal, I would feel very bad, you know, because I would say, okay, now it's a time for me to breathe in the bad smoke. And also, lighting that jiko was very hectic and very stressful, because the moment you put that jiko outside there, and as you know, like our settlements are very congested, houses are congested together. There are no good big spaces within the houses. So when I began lighting the jiko and the smokes begin to rise, you'll find that smoke begin going to the neighborhood houses, and ungepata mtu ana shout, a neighbor shouts, hey, toka hapa na hiyo jiko, unaniingizia moshi hapa ndani. So when you move this jiko to another location and try to keep on lighting it, and then another one shouts at you, niko na mtoto hapa ndani ya nyumba, unataka kumuua. You see, it was very stressful. So when I compare it to briquette does not produce a lot of smoke when you compare it to charcoal. So at least by that it saves the younger generation, because they don't have to go through the things that I went through, you know, that stressful condition whereby I was being chased from neighbors from one location to another, carrying jiko all over, you know. So that is something that it has changed. And also when using charcoal, one person who is using charcoal continuously over and over again is very much at risk of getting respiratory diseases. So when someone converts from using charcoal to briquettes, now is very much in a better place to get healthy, By the way, you know, respiratory diseases are currently in the lead of being one of those killer diseases. So when a person uses briquette, is in very much safer place.
So maybe to add on what Barbara is saying, I think there's a question that you asked on how do we use the briquettes and what do we use. So majorly, the main reason why we started briquette production is because we wanted to tackle two things at the same time. We are tackling the issues of climate action by ensuring that we produce clean and affordable energy within the community. And also we are also tackling waste management. By waste management, I mean we are using organic waste to transform it into energy. We are using organic waste, which is the highest number of waste produced within the community. So we are tackling waste management. We are reducing waste that end up to the landfill or to the dumping site by recycling it and making it to a clean energy.
Just to add on something. Me personally, using the briquettes has changed my life. Like my first daughter, mi mtu yanga hizi kasi siku mbili kaa hajatumia inhaler. Nilikuwa natumianga charcoal, ni kama ile muaffect juu alikuwa anagonjekanga nampeleka usi anafunguliwa na ile mashini watakuwa wanampima. So ni last year hapo katikati nilimpeleka akapimwa akapata alikuwa affected, mushika ikaingia kwa kifua. Sasa ni mtu anatumia inhaler haizi kaiva. Alafu pia mimi mwenyewe hata some of you wamewai notice nikiwa pali imefungana sipumuangi vizuri hata kama pali kuna nini dust. But thank God nili change from kutumia charcoal to briquettes. At least mimi situmii inhaler, but hata kama ni affect, but niliwachia katikati. Situmii inhaler, but hata kama inasumbua situmii inhaler, but ilinisaidia situmii inhaler, but naweza pumua vizuri. Then pia kutumia charcoal, ukikumbuka place tunaishi ni manyumba za mabati. Imagine mabati, jua plus charcoal. Hapo inakaaje?
Na hizo nyumba zinata madirisha.
Exactly. Ni kuhard. So mimi mwenyewe nime experience hata naweza nikipata mtu anatumia charcoal naweza advise atumie briquette juu mimi naona iko too safe. Juu mimi mwenyewe imeni change. Mimi mwenyewe
It bring a lot of impact as a person.
Another thing, through the briquette, we have several youths who are like, I wouldn't say they are permanently employed, but they are earning something from it. The people who are in the production unit, as long as some produce, they'll get paid. So boys too, kuna tu mahali tu amekaa najua, end of day, as long as nimeenda pale kwa production center and I've produced this amount, I know sitakosa 200 kwa mfuko.
Lazima nipate
Yes,
kitu.
and also the sales team. Yes, I'm proud to say that we are actually bosses. We've employed people. Grateful. Yes.
That's nice. How does it feel to be a boss? Talking of Muungano wa Wanavijiji, Muungano imekuwa ikiplay role gani kwa SSIM?
So first, I'll talk about one thing that they have triggered, and it's a culture they have created within the community, the culture of savings. And the culture of savings is the one that is now taking us to the next level. We have a project ongoing, which is the Resilience Hub, or a Community Resilience Center. So how did we acquire this space? Through savings from the members, we were able to save up to 300,000 Kenyan shillings within 2 years, and we were able to purchase a space within the community. Our major aim was not to purchase a space within the community. It was because Muungano na Wanavijiji has been on the front line in issues of land and housing. So we wanted to go and purchase land elsewhere, so that we can also whenever we can also relocate or move to a decent housing or a decent space. But after the demolition, we also saw that there was need for us to be within the community. So the main reason why we championed or we bought the space for the Resilience Hub was because we wanted the community to be resilient. And for a community to be resilient, it us to be organized.
Yeah.
So by having the resilience hub, we are at the center of organizing the community. So the purpose of the resilience hub is to organize the community. How? How do we organize the community? By creating programs or spaces where people can meet, speak about their lives, and plan for the community well. So one thing that is enshrined in the resilience hub is a resource center, a space where people can meet, can interact, we can have conversations, because as I stated earlier, conversation is always the entry point to any mental health service. So if you have a lot of conversation, we are going to reduce the rate of people who get into mental health illnesses in the community. The second thing encompassed there, because of the flooding that we had, there were no early signs, there were no warning signs. So we are trying to create a center where we have a disaster response center, where community members can be trained to respond to these disasters. Because we know that the community members are always the first respondent to any crisis within the community. Before the firefighters come from the CBD, they always find that everything has been burned down. And we are always the first people at the front line, risking our lives to take out the big fires within the community. So when the first respondents who are the community are trained on how to tackle these things, we are at the core to reduce deaths that are caused because of people who are not trained well to tackle these things. So the resilience hub is to get that. And another thing that the resilience hub will do, because we have been working a journey with SDA Kenya and Muungano Wanavijiji, and also as a member of the Muungano Wanavijiji, we want to create a space where we become visible to the community, where the community can have access to things or services that are being offered within these organizations. We are also trying to create a space where we can have something like a signboard where we can put early warning signs within the premise, where if people are passing within the building can have a glimpse of what is going on within the community. So the Resilience Hub is also the heart of this organization, because resilience is what we have been championing it for.
Yeah.
Just to add on how Muungano has been able to help us as SSIM organization. One is that we've been able to go for different exchange programs. We have people who have gone to Nakuru, Kibera, for different exchange programs to learn on how other groups are doing other things and adapting them to adapting them. Another thing is that Muungano has been like mentors to us. If we have any problem or anything, we have someone. We know that we can call you guys or come around for consultation. And another thing is that it has been a great exposure to us. Our growth, our learnings has all been about or has been driven by Muungano. Yes.
So, what I can say is that it's like what we are doing and what Muungano is doing. It's like they are the same, or kuna venye zina connectiana, si ndio? Like if I can remember, the main what?
Ongea tu na Kiswahili.
Jaribu kumbuka but
inapotea.
Kenya wanafanyanga naitwaje? Let me use the word goal. Their main goal is to inaitwaje? Mbona inanipotelea ardhi na makao? The slogan, exactly. Their main slogan is ardhi na makao. And since we started the conversation, it's all about the place, right? So, naweza sema pia imeingiana juu hata si ile place yenye tuko nayo, tunaangalia nini tunafaa kufanya, ndio hata mtu akikuja kwa ground kutumia the space wataona like wenyewe kenye hao watu wanafanya kwa hii space inamaanisha kuna need kwa hii, tuseme kama urban farming. Sasa hii hata gava ikikuja iseme inataka kufanya kitu, utaona wenyewe mbona hao watu wanafanya urban farming, kumaanisha kuna food insecurity in this area. So maybe watatumia the other place and hawatatumia like watatuambia tu nini tunafaa kuongeza, but hawatakuja na idea ya watu na Kenya tunafanya iko hivi na hivi. Then kuna kitu kingine pia naweza sema, you know, youths and savings, right?
Yeah.
But Muungano ikatuambiaje sasa venye tunasema tunauza hizo briquettes, tunauza takataka, bado tunafaa kufanya savings, but tumejua hii story na savings through them. Kama ingekuwa yao tungetoa tunapata tunatumia yote. So bado naweza sema hapo wamechipin, bado wametusaidia na hapo.
Talking of leadership, mnakaa ni kama mmejipanga vizuri sana na mmesikizana, like in terms of leadership, kuna any challenges kwa leadership and how do you do it? Like what is your leadership structure, vile mnapangana, mnajua ndio anasimamia hii, huyu ndo anapanga hawa, cause groups mob ziko pale nje. Kwanza nilisikia ingine from another settlement, wanafanya vitu poa sana, wanafanya band farming, lakini ikikuja wako na ng'ombe, wanalima mboga, wako na pigs, nitoaje, nguruwe. Lakini mimi nikiona ati wako kwa group na unasikia vitu wanafanya, they are doing very important things, but ati tuko kwa group moja naona ng'ombe ya Javela imekuwa kubwa kuliko yangu, naenda naidunga sindano ama naichinja na ikata kichwa inakufa, and then juu tu ya kitu kidogo imekuwa kubwa kuliko yangu. Mnapangananga aje mpaka inakuwa vitu zinakuwa successful? Cause pia kuna groups mob zilianza vizuri lakini sahi haziko. Juu ya nini leadership? Juu ya nini transparency? Unaweza tuambia vile mnafanyanga?
So as the chairperson, I think tulikuja na criteria of doing things, and one thing that what tunafanya, we don't rely on the titles of secretary, treasurer.
Yeah.
We want people to channel the energy into these projects, so we give them project leads. Like for instance, we want Barbara as the briquette production manager to put his energy and effort in ensuring that the briquette production is sustainable, and it creates employment within the community. So he has a responsibility. The main reason why we formed this group as young people, we believe that young people are creative and innovative. So we want Barbara to be more focused and put all his creativity on the briquettes production. And he has been coming up with a lot of ideas on the briquette production. And like for Kate here, he is in charge of the GGO program, because we want her to put her energy fully in ensuring that the teenagers get sanitary towels, and in ensuring that the people within the community get mental health services within the organization. So we want her to channel all energy into doing one very crucial thing. We have the docket of waste management, where Javela is heading. This is now a waste management, although briquette production is also one of the waste management, because it helps in waste recycling. But we want Javela to come up with ideas. How can we recycle waste? We are heading towards the circular economy. We don't want to put these things as waste. We want to use them as a resource, because when our main goal is to create solutions within the community and not to harm the community. So when we take this waste and use them and turn them into usable things, Javela will be having an opportunity to at least to think as a young person, to become creative and to look for ideas on how we can use this waste in different ways. We also have the docket of the one heading the docket is not here, of the Chakula Mtaani, the feeding program initiative. The feeding program is an initiative that we believe we started it 2 years ago, and it has been sustainable. We have been feeding children each and every Sunday. And our main reason for doing the community kitchen, the Chakula Mtaani initiative, was because from Monday to Friday we find that these schools, they give these children nutritious meals. Now the challenge becomes when it comes to the weekends. Now how can we help the children get nutritious meals without making them starve or suffer from malnutrition? So the Chakula Mtaani initiative is an initiative that has been also like our giving back to the community initiative, and I think it has opened doors for many different avenues for the organization. And also we believe that we also have the docket of urban farming. We believe that we can transform this country. And by urban farming, I also take the part, also in the docket, we have planting of trees. We are trying to work towards the Sustainable Development Goals, number 13, which is climate action. We are trying to reduce the heat that is being transferred in this world because of the human activities. People neglected the activities that maybe I know it's a challenge and it's also like a solution. We built in spaces where nature could have been there. So by now transforming those areas back to the ecosystem, by bringing the nature back to the ecosystem, we are trying to revive the nature. So I think the structure of the leadership is not based on the chairperson, I don't know what. I'm the person leading the Resilience Hub project. And I know it's a big project and we need to mobilize more resources. So we always advocate for these things and we always look for resources in different ways.
To add on the leadership structure, okay. To add on the leadership structure, it's usually on what my vision is on. Kama me I love things to do with girls. And anything that involves women, you'll find me there.
So you came up with the program, or how did it come?
Yes, I came up with the program. So it's what I love doing. Huwezi nitoa hapo nipeleke kwa docket ya Resilience Hub, and me, I'm not into that. Anything that to do with women, you'll find me there. For Barbara, anything to do with the briquette change, he'll be there. Javela, waste management, anaona unamwafect sana, she'll be there. Alafu it's on your capability. Sati utanipatia docket ya waste management and I won't be able to handle it elsewhere. Umepatia Javela ya the Jijue program and she's good in waste management.
You have to be good in what you've been.
Yes.
You have chosen.
You have to love whatever you're doing. You have to have interest and have a great vision. Be able to do something. Si lazima moda kwa hapo ndo irun. It's because I love it, I'll have to make it work. Yes. So
in a few words, how has SSIM grown in terms of organization, in terms of resilience or sustainability, and what challenges have you been encountering? And na zenye pia zina exist challenges zenye mlikuwa mna encounter kitambo before mwanzie na sahi.
I think when you talk about how far we have come, we have made a lot of steps that we have made. There's a lot of difference that you have made. There's a lot of lives that you have transformed. We have brought joy to the community, especially to the kids. When you talk about the feeding program, we normally bring joy to the children. When you come visit us on Sunday and you see how we prepare meals, we give the children, there's always joy in the atmosphere, the excitement, and so that's what we love to see. And I remember there's this time that unfortunately we lost one of the kids that we normally feed every Sunday. This kid was suffering from it was sickle cell. So whenever I remember about this kid and I go through some of the photos that we had of this kid, and I see the smiles that was on her face when she was carrying the food. So I get encouraged by that, because like the last Sunday before she died, we never knew that she will pass away, and we never knew that was her last moment. But when we reflect back and see, like, we are very happy that we were part of our last days. We were part of the people who gave her joy during our last days. So it's something that's encouraging, and it also encourages us and motivates us that we should always strive in giving these people joy, the kids, and not only the kids, like the whole community, because you never know when will be when the person will take his last breath. So we are here to give joy and transformation to the people in our community.
In a very few words, as we are concluding, what have positively changed since you started the group? What can you say about the group in just a few words?
Community sawa.
Yeah, hata kama ni impact yenye mmeleta kwa community as a group. What can you proudly say that ndio kitu tumefanya? What is that ni impact gani hiyo sana yenye unakuwa proud nayo? Hii kitu imehappen na ni juu yetu, ndio maana community ili change kutoka hapa ikakuja hapa juu yetu SSIM.
Ni vitu mingi na unaweza outline tu haraka tukimalizia. Na ya kwanza naweza sema, wacha niongelee previous question na rewind tu. So naweza sema zile challenge kama mimi hapo kwa waste, unapata sai almost every and each group wanafanya story na waste management. So unapata soko imejaa kila mahali. So hata mkifanya hiyo waste, mkienda hapa mnapata imejaa, hii group ilipeleka, so soko imejaa. So it's all about being creative na nini unataka kufanya, hata kama si lazima uuze nini unataka kuifanyia nini, si ndio? Then hiyo ya sahi zile vitu tumeachieve, si ndio? We are talking about achievements.
Yeah.
Okay. So naweza sema kwanza about chakula mtaani initiative. Hapo kwa watoi hatuwapei tu chakula eti tunawapatia chakula, tunawapatia nutritious food. Ile tunajua unajua kwa mtaa si tunakulanga ndio tushibe, hatukulangi, yani tulikuwa tunakulanga ndio bora ushibe upate kitu imekushika tumbo ulale. Lakini hatuangalii hii kitu inakuwa affect, tuseme kama ni carbohydrate ndio unakula kila siku every now and then. But hatukuwa tunaangalianga zile vitu zinajenga mwili. So kwa saa hii si hatupeani tu chakula eti tunapeana, tunaangalia zile vitu watoi wanahitaji kwa mwili yao. Sio kuwapatia tu mchele unapatia na nini? Unaweka marago, unaweka cabbage, unaweka nini ndani, si ndio? So naona hata sasa hii watoi wetu wako healthy. Hata ukiangalia mtoi wangu mdogo hautajua anatoka Mathare. Yule nikakuka pumpu. Yeah, alafu kitu kingine pia hapo kwa urban farming. Naona tumeachieve kureduce food insecurity. Ile yenye mama ametoka nayo kwa soko, tukiongeza na hii yenye tumetoka kwa shamba, inafanya nini? Inatosha. Hata kama but mimi naona inatosha. Tukiongeza na ile naiba, sio kama ile unapata unaenda saa moja unaambiwa mboga ilishaisha, haiko inatosha. But sasa uko na huyu alienda kwa shamba, huyu alienda huku. So bado hiyo pia ni achievement nyingine. Then hapo kwa brigades, naweza sema kama mimi nifanya example na mimi, ili ningeendelea kutumia chakula, hata huyu kapumpu mwangu bado angepata asthma. Na sio asthma peke yake, labda bado angepata hata ugonjwa mwingine yenye inaletwa na kutumia chakula ama nini, si ndio? Pia mimi hiyo naona ni achievement nyingine. Bado kwa tujijue hapo kwa story na girl child nini story za madem, bado naona imeleta impact. Juu sasa hii weekend wasichana wanajua nafaa kwenda huku, wacha niende huku nisikie story. Alafu unajua kama mimi nakuanga motivated na story ya mtu hata kushinda yangu. Unapatanga ulikuwa unapitia hii kitu, ukienda huko unapata kumbe hata kuna mwenye anapitia the same challenge ile yenye napitia. So when you guys came together and share the idea, you share yours, I share mine, unapata unakuwa motivated, like unasema oh I'm not alone. Kumbe kuna mtu mwingine anapitia kenye napitia. Na huko kwetu najuanga singeingilia sana, but wacha tu niguze kidogo. Story na sanitary pad. Wasichana wengi wanadhaningi wakiendanga juu obvious wazazi hawana hiyo akili ya kuprovide na wataki kujua unatumia nini, na watakuuliza umekuwa ukitumia nini, hao wataki kujua. But kwa hao wasichana wanaonanga tukienda kwa Barbara anaweza nipatia pada, naona huko ndio usaidizi iko. But akikuja huko anajua nitaenda huko nikiambia keti atangalia juu chini nipate hata kama ni ngapi. Mimi kuna wakati nilikuwa but hizo ni Samia Zbaka, bado hata sikuwa na group. Nilikuwa naendanga hapo gate, nilikuwa napewa. But nakuja nayo na kanazo hapo, unaona. But being siko close na wale wasena wako kwa mtaa. Hawata ni approach ama wajue niko nayo. Hawata ni approach waniambie niko hivi na hivi, unaweza nisaidia, watanyamazia. Na bado wataenda wapi? So through program ya tujijue, watajua niko na somewhere. Kama niko na hii challenge naweza approach huyu nijue way forward, si ndio? Alafu pia huku kwa waste management bado naweza sema imesaidia. Achievement yenye naweza ona sasa hii sijui ni almost 2 years sijasikia kama kuna cholera outbreak. Kama kumekuwa huko nyuma ndio kulikuwa almost each and every year walikuwa nasemanga kuna cholera outbreak, but sasa hii si rahisi usikie. Hata kama iko tuseme tuko perfect na kunanga mwenye anakuanga perfect, but kuna zile venye tumefanya hata ile unaendanga kwa plot unapata nzi imejaa kwa plot, matakataka si rahisi uende Mathare sasa upate bado kuna plot imejazwa na takataka. Si rahisi, utapata zimechukuliwa na zimefanyiwa sorting, of which hata bado tuna plan kama vile tunaendelea na hii program yetu, bado tutakuja hata na hii story na BSF ya kufanya story na BSF. Najua unajua juu tumewahi pelekwa exchange, tukaona vile inafanywa nini, but hapo nyuma tulikuwa tunaweza sema ni space, but vile tunaendelea tutakam bado na hiyo nini hiyo na hiyo program.
Achani get back to you guys. Tukimalizia tu, we have a few minutes left. What does Muungano at 30? Is the youth working in the community? Kama ma youth wa community, kama youth leaders wa community, what does Muungano at 30 mean to you?
So personally, Muungano at 30 means that Calvis Moda is also turning 30. So it's like a coincidence, and I think some things they happen for a reason and for a purpose. Having worked with Muungano Wanavijiji, I've been able to build my capacity, and as I speak now, I've been able to get a lot of exposure, a lot of education, and a lot of exchanges that we have done have impacted me personally. And I think Muungano at 30 means that we are moving towards transforming community. And as the vision of Muungano Wanavijiji states that we aim at creating safe and inclusive cities where low-income earners can also have access to land, housing, and services. So I think we are moving towards that goal. And as SSIM, we believe that we can achieve that.
Very much true.
Muungano at 30, what it means to me is 30 years of change, 30 years of empowerment, 30 years of fighting for our land, fighting for what us as Matharians need, 30 years of transformation, not only to the community, but also to our neighbors. It means that there is a lot of knowledge that has been gathered within these 30 years for us, the grassroots organization, to absorb. It means tables have been created. It's up to us to find the seats that are there. Wamepigana, wameng'ang'ana, tukakreatiwa nice tables, nice opportunities. It's up to us to dive into them. Yes.
And you, Javela?
For me, same like it, 30 years, for me it means 30 years of change. Like me personally, naweza sema Muungano imenifanya nikajijua. Sisi sema mimi ni bontao, lakini nimekuja huku kama bado nilikuwa mdogo. Nilikimbia ushago, nilikimbia kwa wazazi nikakuja huku. In fact, nilikuwa nakaa kama street child. Sikuwa na pali pa kwenda, sikuwa na mtu wa kunikaribisha. But nilika Mathare, nikaanza kujuana na watu, naweza kumbuka kuna day kulikuwa na event fulani ya Muungano. So nilikuwa invited. Na vile nilijibonga niliona ni kama wako ready kunisikiza. Wako ready kujua. Yani umewahi feel like pali uko sawa. Kuna mtu wako willing kukusikiza. So I felt very comfortable. I felt very niko place safe. Na from that time Hapo sasa ndio hata kama tuseme tulikuwa tuna form group, hata other people wenye tumejua hawa sasa ni wa community, tumekaa place moja wanajuana. Na mnajuana aje? Sitakuja kwako nikuulize nini na nini, tutajuana through hizi programs. So wanajua yenyewe Javela kuna kitu, history yake inaweza change life ya mtu mwingine. Wacha tukae naye juu goal yenye yako nayo ni same na yangu, naona. So me hiyo 30 years naona hata mimi ni kama na
una turn 30.
Na turn 30.
So me kwangu, like even as Muungano approaches 30, for me what's in my mind, I see more opportunities that are yet to that Muungano is yet to give to the young people. Now more not networking that we are about to be exposed to us as young people by Muungano.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's in my mind when I think of Muungano at 30. And also more empowerment, you know.
What advice would you give to other community youth-led groups that are trying to bring out change to their community?
One advice I will give is they should come and visit us and see the change for themselves.
Okay.
Because that is one thing that Muungano did for us, you know, the exchanges.
Yeah.
You know, we went to, some of our members went to Nakuru, some of our members went to some other places, so the impacts other groups are making, how other groups are saving and doing very much useful things. You know, such things are what normally motivates us to keep moving, to keep thriving. So that is also one advice that I'll give to others. They should come and visit us and see for themselves.
And you kids?
Let me go first before then
Just
go
shortly.
Okay, so for me, the advice that I would like to give the other groups is that teamwork.
Yeah.
Then tuachane na story na kuwa greedy. Kukua greedy ndio imeua groups mingi. Unapata mtu walianza group kama wako enyewe, hata wakikuelezea kitu wanafanya unakuwa motivated. Lakini ikikuja hapo sana ikikuja hapa kwa hapo sasa ndio kila kitu ina breakiana. Unaona? So tukiwacha greedy na ukue na passion kwa ile kitu yenye unafanya, kuwa na passion vile ulianzia. Huwezi anza kitu kama una passion. Mimi nilianza story na passion na waste juu hiyo ilikuwa ni passion yangu. Nikiona saa hii hatuwezi kuwa na high risk ya kupata cholera, hiyo ni ilikuwa passion yangu na ilikuwa ni goal yangu. But sasa isifike place naona enyewe watu wanaselizi vitu wanapata mbona pia mimi nisijifiche na zingine, nisipeleke zote niende niuze, alafu nione. Yani hiyo greediness, tuachane na greedy, tukampa moja, tukue team, tufanye teamwork na tupendane, then tuta grow. Fomo unaweza tutembelea kule Mathare uone vitu tunafanya, hata wewe pia ukipeleka area yenyu mtakuwa na change.
Do you have like social media handles and you unaweza share in case watu watake kuwajua zaidi, wanaweza tembea wapi kwa social media?
So we are on all social media platforms. For Facebook we are at Swift Slum Integrators Mathare. As for YouTube we are at SSIM Foundation. As for email we are at ssimfoundation@gmail.com.
Yeah.
As for YouTube we are at SSIM Foundation. So just a parting shot is that.
And also as for contacts, you have contacts? As
for contacts, we have phone numbers, but I think it's officially maybe you can get us through the email.
The email.
Yeah, you can contact us through the email.
Okay. So thank you guys for listening to us. We had an amazing topic about a group called Swift Slum Integrators. They are located in Mathare. They do amazing jobs. They are doing amazing things. They're doing amazing projects to change their community. They have a briquette. They make briquettes. Wanafanya waste management. Na wanafanya hiyo girl mentorship and all that. And all kitu yenye tuko proud nayo ni hii group ni ya mayouths. Tuna feel happy pia sisi kama mayouths. We feel motivated when we change our community. And remember guys to subscribe to the Urban Talks podcast, and get more of this. And also we have a YouTube channel called KYC TV, Know Your City TV Kenya. Go there, subscribe, watch our content, and be part of us. Bye guys, till next time.